Hello, this is Gerald van Was. Letters in words are used as reference points. We hear the differences, we distinct the differences. This is not just a balance of what we hear, there's also a kind of balance where we use it. So there is a certain tendency to use vowels and consonants in a certain way that we associate these letters with specific positions in time and space, and I figured out how this works. It's only like, what kind of method works best, and I have some examples here of a tool that you can use to make it more aware of how this balance is used as a reference frame, not just of letters between each other, but also as a reference frame in space and time. And what I have already is like I have separated the three regions of reference points that we have. We have a reference point of a stable reference point in space where we pinpoint the points, the real points of starting points in space. And there are also a reference point that is vaguely referred to with the vowel of A. In time, when we need also timings, where we need references that are in connection with other people, with others' opinions, with other reference point changes, everything where time is involved, we need actually two reference points. And the first reference point, the starting reference point, there is has the reference of E. And the ending point where we really have the conclusion of a timing process, we have the O. And in the background you also have the I with three reference points where we need more than these reference points in time of that you see with the starting and the ending. If it's not really clear of with the starting or ending, it has a more general background effect where we deal with, and that's vaguely referred to as E. And you already saw one figure there where we could use that as a reference point where we look down onto A, confront it directly with E and O, or have something in the background as E. But in a way we look at all these things immediately towards that. And a person can be also not a person as a reference point of a person as an example, but it has also a reference point that we see it from here to a person right or left. It depends where you focus upon. Mostly I have it in reference to E or O. And all the letters that we have, I have a numerical order. They are into these zones. They have a reference point in these zones. These reference points have a real reference point of middle, a little bit further away, and at the edges in 1, 2, or 3 points in the ATK, ULB, CMX. And so you have all the positions somewhat in that reference frame in the spatial frame, but you have the same things also there where time is involved or where the background references matter, where there is no real fixed point in space or time, but there is an open point there somewhere as well. They all have mathematical associations if you want them, but here we use them as reference point to see the balance. There you can already see the balance in these three very well, and how we see that balance, and we use that balance. And in my example, I wish to show you that you can use it also to say like to see more quickly, okay, what kind of balance is there in a word by using certain letters. And of course for the order of letters we have to follow it, and the order is of course from left to right, and we start from the center to the middle to the edges. And as a helpful tool we will use also in space the really fixed positions, so the points, so in the middle, a bit further away and at the edges. You can also have the 3 zones there as well with the 3 times 3 letters there, but I will not show that here. The zone of the timing always uses arrows, and I can use arrows as well to that reorganization area, to that context area, but I don't have a fixed method for that yet. But arrows can be used there as well as reference points. These are helpful tools. They're just tools to make the visualization more quickly, to realize what kind of references are we using in a word in the combination of letters. And an example of these 3 regions within 3, so you have there the first region is in the middle, is like in the A. The second region is a bit bigger. It is in the area in which the most space is confined. So that's the U or U thing there, and then the C, if you have there, is the starting point of the outer edges there. So one of the ways to show you the founding letters there, as long as the balance is correct against the letters, then you can use it in that way. You can also use it. It's more easy, of course, not to put them all to top of each other, because it becomes confusing. Here you can see the letters more clearly, A, U, C, so you have them 3 kinds of center position. The center position of the actually as a center position, so I can use the full frame. Then a center position in the spatial area, in the volume area, that's the U, and a spatial frame at the edges it could be as well, but it's also the smallest point, so I could use them at the background or as the smallest amount of references, more at the edge of what we have. We also could have the next level, T, L and M, and K, B and X as well, as you can see here. As long as this balance is dealt with, you can use them. These are just the rules as a trick to keep the eye upon the kind of balance that there is between the letters. That's the trick. So that's it. These are the basic rules, and now we go to an example with a word or with a few words. So with K, B and X, for instance, it's also even more easy if we use the first position in the color of what it is supposed to. In ATK, the first position is also blue. The second color is a change also already, so that's the green part, and where the danger zone is that something needs to change, or that something is at the edge of what we can see. It's in red zone. So also here you have the last category, for instance, in colors, it's even more clear. And you see also the positions centered more into that volume area, centered into that volume area, and centered into the edge area. You can have a good reference point that you can use. That's the way to think with it. But you could also use them within this first frame, K, B, B, X, as long as you have these 3 distinctions. Just use what is most clear. This is a bit less clear than the previous one. Okay, we were going to have bump. Now, how do we add them together? We have a B letter, which is basically a letter that is from a frame within space, so that B letter is clearly an extended form of what is inside the frame, inside the spatial frame. This is followed by O, which is the moment that I want to reach, the moment. The M is that is the form that is extended at the end, and that is even at a point that it needs some extra references. It's in the red zone, so it is that extension that we're waiting for at some point by context. And the B again, as entering, is as if it is surrounding itself, as if it is making the word a bit more balanced, so that again, that you have this pressure going towards one point. And if you add the points that I have 2 points in B, 3 points in M, and 1 arrow in O, then I can see that it's working towards a moment, so that I can understand that it's working towards a moment of what is an extension from within. It's working towards that moment, and that all of it is pressured towards that. That's how you can already see that the references are used. They are used as a kind of balance. And so you have this timing, this focusing towards the right moment, this pressure towards the extension that is going on from within space. And then, of course, with M, the extension itself, which is pressed here from all sides to go to that moment. So it's a kind of preparation of that moment. That's what the bump is about. It's a preparation that everything works towards that just one moment where the pressure can be released, of course. Then just one word extra. I will use the word BOL, which means globe. You have this B pressure. You have this timing towards a moment, and then you have the physical extension from there. So if you also see where the pressure is, how the balance is, you can see also that it is working towards a result, also towards a certain moment. But the O could be a moment, but it's also that thing that is the change. It is what is elsewhere, and so on. By pressing this growth process towards the outside, that where it grows, it is understandable how ball or globe is used as a projection, and that's what it is about. It is about a projection towards that perfect presentation. Actually, it's not saying that it is about the presentation, but the form that works towards that moment where you see more, where you can find out more. That's what is in that kind of balance recognizable and understandable why these letters are used for the expression. That was my demonstration, just saying that we could use these balances and try to figure out how this balance works within these words is a helpful tool to understand why letters in the first place were chosen and how this balance between the letters is working towards the content that is expressed within these words. Okay, I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Bye.